Hello everyone, Koji again from Celestial Rhythms. This is my fourth short update here. I guess they're a bit more than short. Just having so much to say, it seems. January the 16th, today, Saturday, few days away from the end of President Trump's first term. It's kind of the culmination in many ways. As we know, President Trump has unprecedented powers due to the emergency situation and that we are in a war since 2001. So he has all these additional powers. Many people do not realize that, and so anyway, we're in for a grand finale. Let's put it that way. And I have already lined out quite a few things here in the last hour or so. And please go back and listen to those other videos as well. So in this last one of the day, I want to focus in on the American nation's lunar return to start with here, which is every month when the moon comes back to its natal place. That's a lunar return, 2726. That's the degree the moon was at in the American nation's birth chart. In 1776 on July the 4th, and this chart, this has been rectified, kind of honed in onto this time because nobody was there with the watch and writing it down. So naturally, this is based on some speculation, that date, and naturally there is quite a few different astrologers who think differently. This one goes back to Dane Rudyard, which is one of my personal heroes. I would say the greatest astrologer of the 20th century. He lived between 1895 and 1983, if I'm not mistaken. He was really a big reviver of the magical thinking of astrology. Has written many wonderful books. Just wanted to give him a little honor here at this point. Really one of my great teachers in many ways. So, okay, the American nation's moon at 2726 Aquarius. That was yesterday when the moon was back at this degree. Now, this was the chart here, I guess. No, it's this one here, right. Okay, so lunar returns are giving you a 4-week forecast in a way. Show you what the next 4 weeks energetically look like for the moon in particular. The moon in the nation's chart is the people. It's the general mood. It's also the what we are interested in as a nation, what is pulling our attention. And the Aquarian energy as such is very much, in my understanding, making sense for the American nation's moon. Let's just go back here for a second once more. That Palace conjunction, Palace again, art, science, the ability to scan through data and put it into a particular order, see the patterns and see the structures. Great mental energy, and I guess there's no doubt the American nation has been at the forefront of the human mind's evolution for the last several hundred years. Kind of it shifted from Europe and from all the other continents to America more and more. So naturally that was enhanced by all the great minds migrating to this land of the rising sun, of the future, of the new paradigm. And yes, America is way more than a country, it is an idea. And that Aquarian energy definitely, in my opinion, catches the nation's spirit. Also, Quawar is here, interestingly enough. Quawar, another of the creation forces, gods. Quawar, named after another creation deity. So let's just go back here to the lunar return. Taurus rising, very interesting. It's about bringing body to many ideas, thoughts, giving them real exposition. The black moon prominently placed here in the 12th house, close to the ascendant with Sedna, speaks for a difficult passage, which it sure is. I mean, as I covered in my other episodes of today, we are focusing and honing in on that shadow now in a great way. It is really a great revelation we are approaching in many ways. The takedown of the big deceptive smoke screens, the big stream, the big media companies who have been doing such a disservice to humanity. They will be fully exposed over the next few weeks. No question on that. Hygeia, health, well-being. Mercury, communication, thinking, understanding. Pallas, again, the one we just talked before about, also in Aquarius this time, like in the American nation's birth chart. Pallas, seeing patterns, art, science. This is very helpful. Shows the direction we're moving towards. We're moving towards the age of enlightenment, of health. But again, first we have to navigate through the embodiment, bring it all into the visual sphere of all that crap, of that dark stuff. Let's go back here into the natal chart and keep in mind we have a 2954 Capricorn midheaven, just that very, very last critical moment of that Capricorn energy, Capricorn of structure, government, of order, and but also of repression. And that degree in the American nation's chart is here, and what we see here is Hilonome. Hilonome is a feminine centaur. She is so much in love with her husband, who has been killed in the battlefield. She is young and beautiful. He was beautiful and young as well. Celeris is his name. He is killed and she follows him. She throws her life away to be with her husband. She is about sacrifice, about doing whatever it takes to support your conviction. And that is very interesting, to say the least, as also the American nation's progressed moon is connecting with Hilonome these days. I didn't mention that in my update about the progressions. I missed that. There's always too many things to say, but just I want to add that here at this point. Hilonome is very important. It is also an energy of forgiveness and of just doing the right thing, of holding the ground. So this is very important, holding the ground. 19 degrees Taurus rising. That's another asteroid which is activated in the American nation's natal chart. Vesta, the keeper of the flame, a very spiritual energy. It's the priestess who cares for the eternal flame in the temple to be burning all the time. It's the fire in the hearth, the heart of the house, in that sense, the altar. So it's a very spiritual focus which is brought in here on two ends at the same helionome and Vesta. This is extremely promising. It shows that we indeed will have a very smooth transition. Chariklo is another one I wanted to mention. Chariklo is another asteroid, not an asteroid, sorry, it's a centaur. It's actually named after Chiron's wife, Chiron the wounded healer. Chariklo is the midwife. And you see Chariklo is here just at the very last degree, very last part of Capricorn 2, has been cruising through this energy for a few years and is about to embark into Aquarius. And this change actually happens on the 27th of January. So this will likely be the big breakthrough around that time, 27th of January, when the veil will fall, when all that darkness will become relativistic, when we see it in contrast to what's really going on. And very promising, the next 12 months for sure, or even longer. It's just the beginning. We're just really at the beginning. The best is yet to come, as President Trump has said quite a few times. So let's now go into what's happening today, the day as I'm recording this, January the 16th, 2021. Mercury will have its third conjunction with Pallas. That's here at 13 degrees 05 in Aquarius. That's a coming together of many energies again. Pallas, seeing the patterns, Mercury, the flow of information. So that I would guess there's some sort of a clicking going on as we speak in these present hours and days. Interesting that the moon is conjunct Nessus. It's kind of wrapping the mind around that dark energy of pathological behavior, of abuse, of misguided souls doing the wrong thing, being service of darkness. This all is about to be understood, and one's mind has to be wrapped around it. That is what this chart is indicating, that this process is just starting. Interesting, the sun very prominently placed. It's at the setting point here in this Washington. Actually, this is the Greenwich chart I'm having here, I see, which is the global chart. Let's just see. I think I didn't. Oh yeah, this is the Washington chart. Okay, yes, I wanted to show you both, because sometimes the global chart is really, I mean, they're always very important, both. The Washington chart is kind of the hub of action, if you want. where power is radiating from, naturally, the capital of the American nation. And Greenwich is the 0 meridian, 000 west or east, at 5129, which is 1/7 of the circle away from the equator. Very special point. I wrote about this a short article a couple weeks ago on my Facebook Celestial Rhythms page. Again, inviting you guys, if you want to join, then you get all the conversations there as well and can actually contribute if you like. So Sun and Pluto here at the 7th house cusp, that is very prominent. That speaks for a global kind of coming to tapping into a new dimension almost. It's opening a curtain, a big curtain into a new dimension. There's many other forces, planets, which are saying similar things. I spoke about Arrokoth a few days ago, which was at the 4th house cusp in Washington DC. You see here it is once more, that is the new moon. At the exact source point, Arrokoth, about seeing the whole pictures, putting all the many pieces of the puzzles together into a consistent picture. Now, if we look at this Mercury Pallas conjunction as it will appear in Washington, then you see Venus high in the chart. So the intention in the American nation here, which is set, is to harmonize, to see that everything moves in the right direction, to understand that, to get that deeper sense of that there's everybody is doing the right thing. Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, service, a wonderful placement of Venus. Then what I would like to end this session on is that degree 20 degrees Aries, 20 degrees Libra. That is a most powerful axis in the American chart again. Juno is here in 20 Libra. Chiron is here in 20 Aries. This is really the healing of the nation which is going on right now. Because this, in the original chart of 1776, that is the big wound. The big wound which was inflicted, which has been inflicted in so many ways over so many decades and centuries of dividing the people, of creating all kinds of narratives which would turn people against each other, Democrats, Republicans, blacks, whites, whatever, socialists and capitalists, you name it, all these many names. We are overcoming that as a nation, as a world, all this division, because it was all inflicted on us. It's all just poisons which has been thrown into the well. So this is really exposed. And this axis has been very active over the last year already in many ways. Many charts showed these 2 degrees strongly activated. So this healing has been going on. It's coming in its last and ultimate phase. Also, Arrokoth is here T-squaring that axis, which helps. And then if we look at the midpoint chart between the American nation and that moment when Mercury and Pallas have their conjunction today, what you see is here the 20th degree of Libra, where Jupiter is right now. And in a few days' time, actually on the 21st of January, just one day after that power switch into the second term, on whatever it will play out as at first, will be really interesting, will be a great show to watch. Just don't take it at face value. Some things are still not fully revealed. So what I want to say is that Sun-Jupiter conjunction in the midpoints will zoom in at the 20th degree of Libra and Aries, with Earth at 21 degree Aries. So the long story short, many things are coming full around as we speak. This is a great culmination we are in, and it's important to just enjoy the show. The games are set, everything is perfect and ready. It's just about to still experience it and feel like being in a big cinema, have your popcorn, enjoy the show on the screen, sit on the edge of your seats if you wish. It will all happen naturally. Okay, one last thing. Mercury Pallas conjunction today, the midpoint of the American people's chart. Watch what ascendant and midheaven we're having here. Actually, this is the one chart I haven't produced yet. Let me just do it as we speak, because this will be the finishing touch to my presentation here, to show you how the cosmos works in an amazing ways. This is President Trump's birth chart. 2955 is his ascendant. 2418 Taurus is his midheaven. Now let me take you back to this chart. What do you see? A perfect congruence. He is the mastermind behind what we are experiencing right now. He has been put here by God, by existence. He is the greatest gift we have been given as a humanity in this present time in history. He is the born leader. He is the one who will guide us and already has been guiding us through this dark night of the soul, the very tail end of it. And he will take us into the new age, into the golden age. He will make sure everything is given back to the people. We are the ones we have been waiting for. So thank you so much for joining in and listening. And again, I'm so elated, I'm so thrilled by what's going on. This is the high point of our lives so far, and it only will get better. Thanks for joining and listening, and enjoy the weekend. Bye bye.